It's Chef Nooner here, and today we're going to make one of the 5 mother sauces, one of the more simpler ones, but also equally flavorful, and that is tomato sauce. So we've got simple ingredients: onion, garlic, San Marzano tomatoes. We've got our equipment laid out. Again, mise en place, mise en place, mise en place. Couldn't get any more important. So I'm going to show you the proper way to cut an onion. In other videos I've shown you different ways, but this is how you would do it in a commercial kitchen. First things first, when we cut the onions out of the bag, we go through the root. Okay, so that would be north to south, not through the equator where you would make onion rings. So through the root, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the top portion. That's the part that grows through the ground. We're going to go ahead and remove the first layer with that skin. Okay, and again, the root is still intact. That's going to help us tremendously here. I like to bring it to the end of the cutting board. Okay, I take my hand, place it on top. We've got a nice long knife here. This is great for this. I'm going to use the whole length of the knife, sticking the heel in first and drawing towards me. What I want to avoid is going in the center and kind of sawing at it. It's not a serrated knife, so we use it like a sword. Heel of the knife comes in, draw towards you gently. Make 2 or 3 cuts that way. Okay, then we're going to come in with the roots now away from me, and I'm using the tip of the knife going about a 1/4 inch apart. We're going to the roots, not through the roots. To the root, not through the roots. Okay, so I've made horizontal cuts this way. From there, I turn it to my bear claw. Okay, and we're going to come in and make cuts this way. You see, we get nice diced onion. My pan is getting piping hot. Multitasking, but again, I'm cooking with all my senses. I started to smell the oil get a little bit hot. I could feel it, and just kind of I could see how quickly the oil is moving. So the fastest way to cool this off is to take it off of the heat source, kind of move it around. Another way is to add something cold to it. So the onion is cold, so we're going to add that to our pot, and that's going to help cool it down. We're going to season it right away with some salt. And I've got some dried herbs here. This is Italian seasoning. Usually it's basil, parsley, thyme, a little marjoram. That goes in. Whenever you use dry seasonings, those go in the beginning to kind of bloom. Fresh herbs go in at the end. Then we've got some garlic here. I don't need to do anything but peel it. Okay, I'm going to leave it kind of whole. That's going to go in. We're not looking to get any color on these. We're just looking to make them aromatic, soften them up a little bit. We don't need any browning. Okay? While that's happening, we have our star of the show. These are San Marzano tomatoes. Most local grocery stores have them nowadays. The San Marzano tomato is a longer, kind of slimmer tomato than the big beefsteaks you might see. These also are designated order of protection, so that means they come from a certain area in Italy with a certain variety of plant, and that plant produces tomatoes that have less seeds and tend to be a little bit sweeter and less acidic. Okay? So once our garlic is aromatized, we're going to go ahead, and you can see, I want you to see how hot this pot is. This is one of the techniques one of my friends who's a chef in an Italian restaurant showed me that's very important. We got hot oil. We're going to go in with our tomatoes, and you want to see that kind of frying of the tomatoes, and it's going to help the caramelization process, which is going to make our sauce a little bit sweeter. If our sauce isn't sweet, some chefs tend to add a little bit of sugar, which I think we need to just reduce white sugar in our life. So we've got naturally sweet products here. Okay? So we're going to give those a quick fry. Give it a quick stir. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to this can to get rid of all of the tomato goodness that was on the sides. Okay, give that a good shake. Water goes in. The water is going to evaporate out later. So we would normally let this cook for about 45 minutes. if you want to keep it fresh before we would do this. But we have an immersion blender here, okay? When we're using this, we just need to be mindful of a couple things. The blades down here are very sharp, so I'm going to keep my hand off the trigger when I'm not ready to use it. The immersion blender goes all the way in, so I don't see any blades, and then I go ahead and turn it on. And I can lift it up, kind of go over one of the whole tomatoes, give it a good smash. Before I lift it out, I turn it off. I'll go on one of the tomatoes, give it a smash. I'm going to repeat that process. This is going to blend up the onions, the garlic, those tomatoes. Very carefully. And you can blend this however smooth you like. If you like a rustic sauce, that's fine. Okay? When we go to clean this, it's not going to go through the dishwasher. You're just going to grab a cup of either soapy water or sanitizer, put it in, and turn it on, and it's going to clean itself. Okay? Obviously, we still need to dry, but you can see we're all clean. So we're going to let this simmer for about 30 minutes, and then we'll get our chicken parm ready.